Hello everyone, this is Dr. Sam. I welcome you all to my channel Dr. Pharma. And on this video, we'll be discussing on RAS, that is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. So before that, we'll see something about urinary system. So urinary system is an main, or you can say important part of excretory system, because this helps to remove the waste product from our body, or more specifically you can say from the blood. So you can see here the figure urinary system, which consists of kidney and then you can say ureter, urinary bladder, and then urethra. I will discuss in brief about this. So these are the parts of the urinary system. Now if you see the function of kidney, the main function of kidney is that it helps in filtration. It helps in filtration. How? Because it consists of nephron, or you can say nephron is the unit of urinary system, or you can say it is the unit of kidney which helps in the filtration of the blood. After that you can say the maintenance of water, or you can say electrolyte balance, electrolytes, and you can say acid base balance is also done by this kidney. And more important, it also secretes, or it helps in the production of erythropoietin, and you know that the erythropoietin helps in the production of red blood cell, right? And the most important thing, it also helps in the regulation of BP, that is blood pressure. So what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the pressure exerted on the walls of the artery, and normal BP is 120/80. I have discussed in detail in the previous video on hypertension. You can see that and get the information. Now see here, in our body, the BP is regulated by two processes, that is short-term, or you can say long-term control. Short-term control and long-term control. The short-term control includes so basically the BP is regulated by two processes. One is short-term control and next is long-term control. The short-term control includes baroreceptor, chemoreceptors, and the higher centers in the brain. I'm not going in detail, just remember that there are short-term control and long-term control, because our topic is RAS. And long-term control includes RAS. What is that RAS? Renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. And then next is ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone. It is secreted by posterior pituitary gland. It is secreted by posterior pituitary gland. It helps in the reabsorption of water from, most commonly from, distal convoluted tubule and collecting tubules, or you can say collecting duct, right? So these are some of the functions of kidney, and I told you the regulation of the BP. Now you know that the filtrate is urine. Suppose after filtration there will be a formation of waste product in the form of urine. This urine, now the ureter will convey this urine to the urinary bladder. So what is the function of ureter? The ureter is helping to convey the waste product, that is urine, from kidney to the urinary bladder. And the urinary bladder is acting as a storage. It helps in the storage of the urine. After that, the urine leaves the body through the urethra, and the process is known as micturition. The process is known as micturition, right? Now see here, then which artery is carry blood to the kidney? Now See, renal artery is the artery which carry blood to the kidney. So try to understand here. The renal artery carries blood to the kidney, and I have drawn a, you can say, rough figure of nephron. See, this is the renal artery. This is the renal artery which is carrying blood to the kidney, and you know that this is the Bowman's capsule which consists of glomerulus. The glomerulus consists of, you know, blood capillaries which helps in the filtration of the blood, and the filtered blood, see here, after filtration, I mean filtrate means waste product, it will pass through this, through PCT means proximal convoluted tubule, through the loop of Henle, that is medullary loop, through distal convoluted tubule, collecting duct, and it will blood flow, low renal blood flow. Example, we will say, or you can say decrease in blood volume. So when there is a low renal blood flow, it means that the blood flow to the kidney is low, or you can say less, or you can say adequate amount of blood is not entering into the kidney, leading to decrease in blood volume, decrease in blood pressure, and the decrease in the blood sodium. So in this case, what will happen now? The kidney will secrete enzyme renin. Now the upper topic starts now. When there is a low renal blood flow, the kidney will secrete an enzyme renin. Now what it will do? This renin this enzyme renin will convert angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. So what is angiotensinogen? Angiotensinogen is nothing but the plasma protein. It is a plasma protein which is secreted or produced by the liver. So this gets converted into angiotensin 1. Now angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2 with the help of an enzyme which is known as angiotensin converting enzyme. Now this angiotensin converting enzyme is found in, small quantities. You can see in the lungs as well as in the proximal convoluted tubule, where I have drawn the figure of nephron, and some other tissue. So with the help of angiotensin converting enzyme, the angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2. Now the angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor, or you can say the angiotensin 2 will cause the vasoconstriction, and you know that once there will be a vasoconstriction or constriction of blood vessels, there will be a increase in BP. Is that clear? I will repeat once again. See here, this is our condition, low renal blood flow, so which will lead to decrease in blood volume, decrease in blood pressure, and decrease in the blood sodium. At that time, or you can say when there is a decrease in blood volume or blood flow to the kidney, the kidney will secrete or you can say nephrons will secrete an enzyme, and the name of enzyme is renin. The renin will convert the angiotensinogen to angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 is converted to angiotensin 2 by the help of an enzyme which is known as angiotensin converting enzyme. And I told you angiotensinogen is nothing but a plasma protein which is produced by the liver, and this angiotensin converting enzyme you can see small quantities in the lungs, and you can find in the proximal convoluted tubule and some other tissue. And now what it is doing, this is playing an important role. That is why we need angiotensin 2. Angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor. It means that it helps in the constriction of blood vessels, which helps in increasing the BP. Now see here, the next thing is that renin as well as angiotensin 2, or we can say the high blood potassium level, stimulates the adrenal gland, or we can say mostly the adrenal cortex. And you know that, suppose this is the kidney. If you see, you will find one gland here above the kidney. You know that the kidney is also known as renal, and the gland is present above the kidney. That's why it is known as adrenal. Means above the kidney, adrenal. One additional gland is there above the kidney. That's why it is known as adrenal gland. And from the adrenal cortex, there will be a secretion of hormone which is known as aldosterone. Now what it will do? Now from the kidney tubules, it will help the kidney tubules for the reabsorption of water and sodium, as well as it will help in the excretion of potassium. Remember that this renin as well as angiotensin 2, or you can say the high blood potassium level, will stimulate this gland, adrenal gland. And once the adrenal gland is stimulated, from the adrenal cortex, this part, because there are adrenal cortex part and medulla part, from this part there will be a secretion of aldosterone, which is a hormone which will help the kidney tubules to reabsorb the water and sodium, and it will excrete the potassium. Now the reabsorption of water is taking place. It means that the blood volume will increase. It will increase the blood volume. Sodium is increased, which will increase the blood sodium also, right? And you know that if the blood volume is increases, there will be a increase in blood pressure. So it has been proved or not? Before there was a decrease in blood pressure, decrease in blood volume, decrease in blood sodium. Because of this process, see, everything has been increased. It means that the physiologically it has been balanced. And now see here, once the blood volume and this has been increased by negative feedback mechanism, automatically the secretion of renin will decrease. Means, now see here, if this process continues, what will happen? You know, from the heart itself, most commonly you can say the atria of the heart, or you can say that when there is a increase in blood volume from the atria part of the heart, it will secrete one hormone. The name is ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide hormone. It will increase the permeability. So that there will be a increase in the secretion of the water, or you can say that it helps in the secretion of the water and the sodium, so that again there will be a balance. I mean to say that, see here, when this blood pressure, suppose the blood pressure is increases, now this process continues, the heart itself will secrete one hormone. That the name of hormone is atrial natriuretic peptide hormone, which will increase the permeability of the duct. It will decrease the reabsorption. Because if the blood volume is increase, what will happen? More blood pressure will lead to hypertension. So this hormone will decrease the reabsorption. Mostly from this way, this system is maintained, or you can say regulated. So if the question will be, write a note on RAS, you can explain this part, all this part. If you want, I will say you in a glance. We are discussing about RAS, that is renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. So why it is called renin, angiotensin, aldosterone? Because there is secretion of renin, angiotensin and aldosterone. So when there is a low renal blood flow, or you can say the blood flow to the kidney is less, or you can say low, it will lead to decrease in blood volume, decrease in blood pressure, decrease in blood sodium. So the kidney will secrete an enzyme known as renin. This renin will convert angiotensin-nosen to angiotensin-1. Angiotensin-1 is converted to angiotensin-2 by angiotensin converting enzyme. I am repeating again, angiotensin-nosen is a plasma protein which is secreted by the liver. And angiotensin converting enzyme is mostly found in small quantities in the lungs. You can see in the proximal convoluted tubules and other tissue also. And I told you what, angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor, or it will lead to vasoconstriction, which will increase the BP. Again, by the negative feedback mechanism, it will maintain. At the same time, this 2 is renin as well as angiotensin 2, and the high blood potassium level is also stimulating the adrenal gland, which is present above the kidney. And from the adrenal cortex part, there is secretion of aldosterone, which helps in the reabsorption of water and the sodium, and it will cause the increase in the excretion of the potassium. Remember that. They are causing increase in the reabsorption of water and the sodium. At the same time, they are causing increase in the excretion of the potassium. Now, increase in reabsorption of water, blood volume will increase, like fluid will increase, blood sodium will increase. So if these two are increased, blood volume will increase, automatically the BP will increase, and by again negative feedback mechanism, there will be a decrease in the secretion of the renin. And one more important thing I told you, from the heart there is a secretion of one hormone which is known as atrial ANP, atrial natriuretic peptide hormone. As it is secreted from the atria part of the heart, it is known as atrial natriuretic peptide hormone. What it will do, it will decrease the reabsorption of the water. Make this short and you can explain that. I hope it is clear. So thank you all. Hope you like my video. Please like, share, subscribe and comment on the video. Thank you all.